Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So in this video, I'm going to show how to add additional system as a PP triple PoE client. So in the cloud, okay, physical, zoom in, just power off the machine and this first one. Okay, this you can drag and drop and then power on the machine. Then you can let's say I want a PC and then a DSL model. So from the DSL model, the telephone connection, and you can see there are additional modems are available now. So let me connect to modem 8 and then you go to config DSL and then you add the modem 8 and this one I don't need the modem 9, so I remove that. So in the ISP already I have two users. So let me create one more user, pp user name pp. So I can put like email, user, password 123. So I can go to the desktop, PPOE dialer. So I can email user, then password is 123, connect. So it is connected now. And if you go and check the IP config slash all, so you can see the IP address that has been allocated to this system. So this is how you can add a additional modem interface in the Cloud Zero. Now I will show you how to configure email server. So go to this server. The email, okay, so SMTP should be on and the POP3 should be on. And the domain name, let's poly dot Bahrain BH. Then the username and the password. Okay, the username like user1, password, let's say 123. So email, okay, user1 and the password is 123. Okay, then so I add the user, I set the domain name. So let me create one more user, email user 2 and the password is 123. So there are two users, email users, and By the static configuration, static NAT, we have assigned 193.235.2 as a public IP for this email server. So let's try to access this email service. So check that whether it is connected. So user one already, this user one which we have created in the ISP for the PPOE connection. So I think it is PPOE1 and the password is 123. So it's connected now. So if you go and check the IP config/all, you can see the IP address that has been assigned. This is 11 and here this machine is 10. So two users, they are connected to PPOE, so they can access the email server. So we will make them access the email server. So we are in the PC2. So user, your name, let's say Tom. Okay, email address is tom@poly.bh. You remember the domain name what we gave in the email server? Then the incoming mail server is the public IP of the email server. So that is 193.200.35.2. The outgoing is 193.200.35.2 and the username is like what user we have created in the email server. So that's em user1. So em user1 and the password is 123. Okay, so we are configuring the email client actually. So this is the domain name that we gave in the email server, and the email address should be like the username, okay, and the domain name @domain name. So save, and now let's okay, so we have created an email client in the PC2. Then we'll go to PC4 and create an email client Jerry. So Jerry at poly.bh. So incoming server is 193.200.35.2, 193.200.35.2 is the public IP of the email server. Username is emuser2, password is 123. Save. So let's say the user 1 is sending an email to user 2 compose. So to Jerry at poly.bh, subject, hi, hi, how are you? Your, so just hi, how are you is the message. So send. So SMTP authentication failure. So why the authentication is failing? So let's go to this email server. Configure the email. So I think the username should be emuser1, emuser1 35.2, save, and here configure mail, then let's say this is emuser2, save. Okay, so now let's send the email emuser2 at poly.ph. Hi, hi. So I'm sending an email. Okay, the mail has been sent. Okay, so let's go and check receive. So the mail has been received here. So now it's the email server is working perfectly. Okay, so this email server is working perfectly, and also let's say this is a web server and you want to access a web server, then let's say uh, go to the browser and the IP address of this is like 193.235.1. Okay, so it's working fine. So this is how you configure the email server and email client and make you and make the client access the email server. So here I made a mistake earlier. So whatever username you are creating in the email server, okay, so that dot domain name at domain name should be the email address. So earlier I was giving like Tom, okay, and Jerry. So there was a issue with authentication. So that's all I have. Thank you.